Egon von Greyerz used Morgan Stanley's statement of a 20% holding of gold, saying it would increase the gold market from $400 billion to $12 trillion. What would this do to the price of gold?
I think the point that Egon was making is that that basically you can't get a reasonable allocation of gold at current prices. And the idea that 20%, portfolios loading up to 20% is absolutely impossible. Now, obviously, as we go towards, let us say, 1%, you're going to see a significant increase in the price of gold and also silver on the back of it. So that, I think, is probably as far as we should look at this moment. But in general, I think that the situation suggests that this is the end of the fiat currency era. And this was something that Zoltan Pozsar, who was a credit analyst at Credit Suisse before they were absorbed into UBS, point he'd been making. And he was saying, he called it this, we're moving into Bretton Woods 3. Now, the reason he called it that was Bretton Woods 1 was 1944 to 1971. His description of Bretton Woods 2 covered 1971 to sort of current times. And Bretton Woods 3 was some sort of completely new currency and credit regime. Now, I think he had a point, and he was making this suggestion as long ago as I think 2 or 3 years ago. So this is a fascinating time. We are, I think, seeing the end of the fiat currency system. All fiat currency systems come to an end because inevitably, when you have a fiat currency, it allows the issuer in the form of the government, which makes it law, basically issue more and more debt. And the debt increases to the point where the whole system eventually falls over. Now, I think that the idea that it's $15 trillion worth of gold could fit into that context. But what you'll be looking at is a collapse in the dollar as the fiat currency ends, rather than the gold price rising. And I think that is the way in which listeners should regard that statement.
Yeah, it's what you're saying is 100% correct. I'm putting together a speech, a 45-minute speech in about a month's time, and going in this last week, I'm agreeing with everything you're saying, but I'm going to put a title on this speech saying, instead of the fall of the Roman Empire, it's the fall of the fiat currency empire. So, because last week, and you would know this, but last week in Australia, we had 5 days in a row where gold went up between $100 to $150 every night or every day. And it was only the shock on the Friday afternoon, which is Saturday morning our time, that we saw the drop. But along came Monday afternoon in Australia, and up the prices start again. So they're not lasting, any more than a day and a half before the price gathers momentum again. So interesting days, that's for sure.